All right, today we're going to build your toolkit for real-world English confidence. We're going to arm you with the exact phrases you need for those moments that really, truly matter, so you're never left speechless again. Let's get right into it.
Haven't we all been there? That moment when your mind just goes completely blank, the perfect words are nowhere to be found, and you just freeze. It's a feeling we all know, whether you're trying to make a great impression or, just figure out dinner plans. But what if you had the right phrase locked and loaded? Well, that's exactly what this is all about. Seriously, think of these phrases as tools. You wouldn't try to fix a car without a wrench, right? So you shouldn't have to navigate a tricky conversation without the right words. Having this toolkit isn't just about sounding more fluent. It's about giving you the confidence to speak up in the first place. Okay, so let's dive right into our first scenario, a total classic, making plans with friends. It seems so simple, but it's packed with these little moments where having the perfect phrase makes everything go so much more smoothly. This right here is a perfect way to get the ball rolling. It's super casual, it's open-ended, and it invites everybody to chime in. See how it feels way more collaborative and natural than just demanding, "Where should we eat?" Okay, but what happens when someone suggests something you're not so into? This is where a great phrase can save the day. This is such a polite, natural-sounding way to disagree without being blunt or shutting down the conversation. And just look at the difference in tone here. "I don't like it." Well, it's super direct. It can kind of kill the mood. But "I'm not all that crazy about it" is so much softer. It gets your preference across while keeping that friendly, collaborative vibe alive. It just sounds so much more fluent. And here's the pro move. This is the perfect follow-up. After you've politely turned down one idea, you immediately offer a positive alternative. That way, you're not just saying no, you're helping steer the conversation towards something everyone can say yes to. So, in the mood for, what's that all about? It's really just about a temporary feeling, what you want right now. It's not some permanent declaration. You can use it for anything: food, movies, music, you name it. And finally, for any dining situation, this one is absolutely essential. You have to be able to communicate an allergy clearly and politely. This phrase does it all. You acknowledge the suggestion in a positive way before stating a super important fact about yourself. All right, let's switch gears. We're leaving the casual dinner behind and stepping into a much higher stakes arena, the job interview. In this situation, the right words aren't just about being polite, they're about proving your worth. You know that dreaded question? So tell me about yourself. Yeah, don't panic. Just follow this simple roadmap. It's a logical, professional way to tell your story, starting with your educational foundation, moving to your practical experience, and then finishing with your personal qualities. First up, education. Using major and minor correctly is a big deal. Your major was your main focus, what you studied most. Your minor was your secondary focus. Nailing these terms shows you know the lingo of higher education. Now, for so many of us, that bridge from the classroom to the real world, it's the internship. And it's so important to get what this is. It's not just a temp job. It's a role specifically designed for you to get hands-on experience and really show what you can do. Okay, so what about your actual work experience? It's not enough to just list your old duties, right? You have to frame them in a way that shows you took ownership. So how do you actually do that? This phrase right here is absolute gold. "I was in charge of" is so much more powerful than saying something like, "my duties included." It screams responsibility and leadership. It tells them you weren't just following orders, you were owning your work. And finally, let's talk about your strengths. It's a really good idea to have a few powerful words like these in your back pocket. Words like focused, hardworking, a good team player. They're all positive, they're professional, and they paint a really clear picture of who you are as a colleague. Okay, deep breath. We're moving on to our last and definitely most intense scenario. In a medical emergency, there is zero room for confusion. The right words aren't just helpful, they can literally be life-saving. When stress is high, our brains just can't handle complicated language. So the name of the game here is clarity. Absolute crystal clarity. Short sentences, specific terms, direct statements. That's what gets the message across when every single second counts. Let's start with a big one, CPR. It stands for cardiopulmonary resuscitation, which is the procedure you do when someone stops breathing. Being able to just yell, "they need CPR," communicates the entire situation and what needs to happen, all in 3 letters. Now, if you hear a doctor or a nurse use this term in a hospital, you know what's incredibly serious. Critical condition means a patient's life is hanging by a thread. Understanding that term helps you grasp the reality of the situation. No sugarcoating.
This is one of those words that's, well, it's cautiously optimistic. When a doctor says a patient is stabilized, that's a good thing. It means they're no longer in immediate danger of dying. But, and this is a big but, it doesn't mean they're okay. It just means the medical team has bought some time.
And that leads us perfectly to this idiom, which you'll hear all the time in these situations. It perfectly captures that feeling of being stabilized, but still being at risk. It means the immediate crisis might be over, but the danger is definitely not gone.
So there you have it. From figuring out dinner plans all the way to a life or death emergency, you can see how just having the right phrase ready makes a world of difference. It's not just about knowing words, it's about having confidence and being clear. We've just loaded up your toolkit with some really powerful phrases for 3 totally different but very real situations. You've seen how the right words can give you the power to act with confidence. So the only question left is, what conversation are you going to go out and master next?